Hi, I'm Russell D. Jones.
I'm Kevin Davies.
And we're here with D6 Mafia, talking about the spoilers from Born of the Gods.
Yep, so here we are. We're looking at Friday, January 17th.
That's correct.
And without further ado.
Here we go. You want to take the first one?
Yeah, I'll take the first one. Here we go. So our first one is a green enchantment aura. It's called Raised by Wolves. It costs 3 and 2 green. It enchants a creature. It says when Raised by Wolves enters the battlefield, you put two 2/2 green wolf creature tokens into the battlefield. And then the enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each wolf you control.
2/2 wolves. That's a mouthful.
Yes, I stumble over that a little bit. But the
That's-
card's cool.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting.
I love, like, there's a lot of uncommons in this set that do really kind of interesting, like, they're really breaking the mold on a lot of the normal things they do at uncommon, which is really nice to see.
So far, I'm really impressed with the uncommons in this set, almost more so than, some of the mythics and rares.
The rarity's feels kind of weird in this set, just in general.
I mean, the gods are great, but
the mythic level has felt pretty good with a few,
with at least the gods.
Yeah, other than that, like the uncommons and rares feel weird this set.
Now, I'm kind of wondering, where was this card, around Innistrad? When there was some more wolf support.
Citing that wolf synergy. But
we were talking, so it could be a reference to
possibly Romulus and Remus, although
which
Wizards keep saying that this set is just Greek mythology,
Right.
not Roman, so it's kind of weird to see this in here. I can't think of a Greek thing. I mean, of course, there's always it could just be, what, were you raised by wolves? Or, it's a pretty common phrase.
Sure.
But it's hard to believe that was accidental,
Right, it seems really purposeful, but just kind of cool. I mean, kind of expensive for 5, but we'll see.
Yeah, I was saying too. Like, I love that it's not just a human who was raised by wolves. It's actually, the art depicts a cat person being raised by wolves, which is just funny to me.
Awesome.
Anyway,
cool. Ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's see.
Next is an instant. Reap what is sown. It is 1 white, 1 green, and 1 colorless. You get to put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 3 target creatures. And it is also uncommon.
Yeah, so again, multicolor, it's a good triple heroic trigger, and it's nice, and it's another sort of commonly used kind of idiom, the reap what is sown, raised by wolves.
Right.
Which is interesting.
Surprised it didn't show up on a card.
Yeah. But it's cool. It's flavorful. It ties right in with Karametra, which is the god that shares those colors. It's harvest time. It's growth. It's heroic triggers across the board.
I mean, it's a huge bump to like a Selesnya aggro.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
Which has not been a huge deck. Seen some play, seen some top 8, but not hasn't really.
No, but it's still
really
getting,
cut in. But
it's getting stuff.
That's a big bump.
Yeah,
that's another.
Especially
really
with white and green in this set, it's looking pretty good. So
yeah.
Yep.
So this really
All right. Moving on. Next up, we have the Archetype of Endurance, number 3 in our Archetype countdown. This one is the green one. It costs 8, 6, and 2 green. Like all the other archetypes, it's uncommon. It is 8 for a 6/5 that says creatures you control have hexproof, and creatures your opponents control lose health hexproof and can't gain hexproof.
Ooh, so that is why it costs 8.
Exactly. Look at it. It's almost like it would be ridiculous if it costed less than 8.
Yeah, 8 is a lot of mana. Not as bad in green.
Yeah,
8 is a lot.
I mean, to turn off all of your opponent's targeted removal for the rest of the game, and if they happen to have hexproof things, now you can target them.
At the very least, I would be surprised if this is not a sideboard card in just about any deck running green.
Yeah,
green aggro.
At least anyone that's planning on seeing the late game. I could see that happening. And I don't know. It's interesting. Like, I don't know if I would take that in limited or not, just because it's so freaking expensive, and limited has been so aggro driven these last few sets.
Man, I don't know. I would probably take it also.
It's still a really big body, and
it just eliminates. I mean, there's so much. Well, I mean, I guess there's not tons, but there's definitely some. There's a lot of control decks out there. I mean, aggro's most popular right now, but there's plenty of control. A lot of really good black control. And this just shuts all that down. Yeah. You don't have to worry about detention sphere, any of that.
Yeah,
Hero's
just, I mean,
Downfall is big, is being played a lot.
Any targeted removal, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's really crazy. I mean, that if you can get this out against a control deck, it might almost be game over unless they got a great board sweeper.
Hopefully if they're a decent control deck, they're running at least a sweeper. But maybe you baited it out earlier or something, so who can say?
So, kind of crazy,
yeah.
but I like it. And just another uncommon.
Yeah, once again, I like that
really
whole,
powerful
I like the archetype cycle. It's a cool, flavorful thing, and it's all the cards are neat. They do really interesting things. Again, it's uncommon.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the next ones are. So
yeah.
So I'll talk about this one. Cool. Next is Faded Infatuation, and it is another one in the cycle of those big instants that when you cast them during your turn, you get to scry 2. So this one costs trip blue, no colorless. It is an instant. It says put a token onto the battlefield that is a copy of target creature you control, and then if it's your turn, scry 2.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to have a place potentially in some blue devotion decks.
Yeah, I just think it's a cool card in general, just because it's instant speed copying. I mean, sure, it only hits your own stuff, but again, like these scry instants, they just do cool stuff that you don't normally see at instant, and then they give you a bonus if you play it at the speed that you would normally see that effect at, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, for 3 mana, I think it's great. I mean, yeah, it would be nice if it hit your opponent's stuff, but I don't know, catch a second Master of Waves. You know,
that's what a lot of people are talking about is the duplicating Master of Waves, especially like, say they throw some removal at your first Master of Waves. Now you have another one and your elementals don't die, and all of that good stuff.
Or they just get bigger and you get more of them, and
plenty of that kind of thing.
Good. Yeah, can't wait to see.
It's also it's a cool reference to the Narcissus myth too.
There you go.
So,
fall in love with your reflection.
Yeah, exactly. Got to watch out for those pawns.
Cool. Yeah, it's beautiful art.
Yep.
Very cool. Cool. Okay. Ready to move on?
Yeah. So next up we have the Fellhide Spirit Binder.
Gotta love those Minotaurs.
I love it. So he is a 3 and a red. He costs 3/4. He's a Minotaur Shaman, so more Minotaurs. Yay! And he has Inspired, which means he does things when he's untapped. In this case, when he becomes untapped, you can pay 1 and a red. If you do, you put a token into the battlefield that's a copy of another target creature, except that it's an enchantment in addition to its other types. It gains haste and you exile it at the end of your turn. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, just, even the fact, like, he hits your opponent's creatures. And
you can copy anything, whatever the nastiest thing on the board is, and you get to have one for a turn.
Yeah, and you get to crash it into your opponent, or know, if you have a way to untap this fool at instant speed, maybe you have a surprise blocker or something. He's just got a lot of things that you can do to play around with him. He does fun things with enter the battlefield effects.
For sure.
He does fun things with leave the battlefield effects, like any of those.
Oh, there you go.
Any of those temporary clones. He just all kinds of fun stuff to be had with this guy.
Yeah, and not bad cost. I think 4 mana, 3/4 with that ability is really great.
He's not quite as good, but he reminds me a little of Kiki Jiki, and I get warm, fuzzy feelings when I think about Kiki Jiki.
Nice.
So.
Very good. I don't know if you may have mentioned already he's rare, but I think it's well deserved.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
shall we move on?
Yeah, I guess we only have
just our one more guy here, but what a guy.
We're going to call it Brimaz?
Brimaz, yes.
Brimaz, King of Oreskos. He is a legendary cat soldier creature. He costs 3. That is 2 white and 1 colorless. He is a 3/4 with vigilance, and whenever he attacks, you put a 1/1 white cat soldier creature token with vigilance onto the battlefield attacking. And then whenever he blocks a creature, you put a 1/1 cat soldier token with vigilance onto the battlefield, blocking that same creature. So
he's so cool.
Wow. So let's just start 3/4 with vigilance for 3.
Yeah.
That's already, that's already pretty good.
And then he does funky Champion of Bladeholt things whenever he attacks or blocks. So
crazy.
Yeah.
Thank God he is a legend and you can't have 4 of these in play.
Yeah.
And you can't clone them and you can't, that's it. Like, you get your one and that's a punishment enough.
This is the way legendary creatures should be, where like legendary is pretty much a drawback when you put it on a card. So, you kind of, it should give them a little more leeway to make these legendary creatures really like, oh,
good.
Thank God they can only have one of those.
Yeah.
And yeah, bravo to this guy. He's a soldier, and he makes soldiers, which is not an insignificant creature type, especially if you're looking out of type 2.
Right.
I love my soldier deck, especially I guess it's a commander deck now.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, soldier's a great type. There's a lot of decks around it. I think in particular he's going to be really good with heroic style decks, white weenie, that kind of aggro deck. You run with the Phalanx Leader, throw your attack, put out your token, hit your Phalanx Leader with something.
As I feel like I say with anything that generates 1/1 creatures, we've seen a few in white already, and just anything with an Anthem effect, anything like Phalanx Leader that puts 1/1 counters on all of your guys, or any of that just gets crazy with these things that can recur creature generation like this. And dang, like if you can block with him and then trigger a Phalanx Leader or something, just...
And I guess, I mean, if you are trying to play White Devotion, which has not been a very strong deck type thus far.
No.
But, we've seen a few things with double white in their casting cost that may help turn that around.
All you need are devotion things that you want to use them with.
That's true. Come on, Heliod, get it.
No, Heliod refuses to get it no matter how much I wanted them to.
Right. But just an amazing card.
Yeah, so I'm kind of in love with him. So,
He almost makes it okay that they did not spoil a god today.
Yeah, that was the one letdown. They've given us a god every day this week.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm perfectly happy with that.
But sorry, blue-black.
Sorry, blue-black. But
maybe Monday, although that's a holiday, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
We'll just see. Sometime next week. If not, maybe full spoiler. They got to spoil it before the full spoiler rolls out.
One would hope.
Yeah, but anyway, he's a pretty kitty, and I'm happy
very good
that he's in the set. So.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's all I got.
Right. Well, be sure to check back. There won't be spoiling anything over the weekend, but check back next week. We'll be getting more videos out to you as soon as the cards hit the airwaves. I'm Russell D. Jones.
Kevin Davies.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time.